Mrs. Chere, Goode. Can I tell you that was good? Can I tell you that was good right there?
Yes, ma'am.
I just couldn't resist that. I have to repeat what you said. Be clear. Be confident. Tammy, I love this one. Be consistent. And this thing almost made me drop the phone and run down the street, and I say this all the time on the calls, is be different. Be unique. Be different. The carbon copy, there's only one, as unique as your fingerprint is, Chere Goode, be different. I could just, that right there, I'm going to just let that marinate in my heart, in my spirit, because I think that that's key, especially when you have different industries like real estate or, everybody's writing a book, right? So I think we be different right now. And I know, Tammy, did you want to jump in here and speak to this?
Yes, I always talk about when it comes down to branding, consistency is the key. And so you actually tapped on that, about having that consistency. Because when you look at some of the most recognizable brands like Pepsi and Coca-Cola, the key is their consistency. And even in a fast-changing world of marketing and branding, we must remain consistent, flexible, and relevant. And we have to set standards for our brand. And like you say about being different, not being a carbon copy. And sometimes we have to have a well-defined, executed type of branding or marketing type of tactic or strategy, because some businesses tend to put the cart before the horse. But we have to focus on our strategies, we have to focus on our tactics and our marketing plan as well. So that's very, very key what you share with the listening audience. And I must say it's astonishing. It's profoundly simple, but simply profound way of leaving a lasting impression in the hearts and minds of our target audience. And also what you shared about economics is so very true, multiple streams of income, because so many people are dealing with economic disparities and economic inequalities, and you share with a bold and brilliant grand strategy of action that can be executed by anyone who is willing and able to develop a personal sense of integrity, economic intelligence, intense work ethics that will allow them to take the wheel of their lives and drive forward to their own best destiny. There you go.
Yes, and also to add on more about being consistent. So when you have multiple streams of income, sometimes we feel like we have to force feed people everything that we do in one breath. You know what? If you're the recharge strategist today, be the recharge strategist today. If you are the rental agent tomorrow, just be that. So when you show up, you have to be clear about who you are in that position where you are that day. So some people, you ever had somebody when you go to a networking event, they tell you, well, here's 10 cards. I'm a hairstylist. I do nails. I'm a rental agent. I'm a real estate agent. I sing. I dance. I act, and I teach, and I'm a health coach. And you're like, okay, so which one am I supposed to connect with? So be consistent and be confident about who you are for that occasion. It's okay to have all those other things, but present one thing at a time so that you can make a connection with that person and then slowly spoon feed them what you do after you have that connection.
Wow. Okay, so Chere Goode, let me say this to you. First of all, I am loving this interview. Here's the thing, you guys. Okay, this is not a random thing. I do not believe in coincidences. So today on Facebook, I ran across a video by Idris Elba, okay? Now, he said, I'm going to, let's bring this into some type of summation, right? He said basically this: you have a lot of gifts in you. Feel free to explore them. Do not let people put you in a box. And here's what I love about you. So I'm challenging Chere right now to share with the audience for just a minute, okay? I'm going somewhere with this. When I look at your site, and it's beautiful, you guys got to go out and visit Total Harmony Enterprises. We'll get to that later.com. Here's the thing. You have been blessed with many talents and gifts. You are a contributing writer. You spoke about, your industry in nursing and different things like that. But you also have all of these wonderful offerings to the marketplace. You have been able to correlate these things in media and from books and publication. And so with that being said, now, there are people who are like you, because you're already inspiring me. I'm like, how is she doing this? Oh, my goodness. There's got to be a key to be, and also with the consistency and the key, but being able to allow the various giftings that you do have to flow and not be stuck, right, in a particular clogged in a pipeline because you don't know how to get it out, or you don't know how to, when you think about a plumber, how they have to go in and make sure there's certain pipes that go certain places. And with that being said, I want to know, because you are an inspiration to me, who inspires you to do all that you do?
Well, I'm going to go all the way back to my birth. My mom, we grew up, and originally my mom and dad were together, but they got divorced once we were our teenage years. And so my mom was a single mom. Let me tell you, when I say my mom was one of the hardest working women that I know in my life, who she didn't complain. She had 3 kids, and she made it happen. And to this day, I still don't know how she made it happen on her one salary. But we were never hungry. We were never dirty. We were never in ragged clothes. We always, looked out. She made sure we looked good, and she looked good as well. And she instilled that worker bee mentality into my sister, myself, and my brother. And so she's definitely one of my big role models. And then my twin sister, I don't know if you guys know this, but Chere Wood of Chere Wood and Powers, we're actually twins. And so they call us the Twin Powers. So She is actually my business coach, and we are actually 2 minutes apart. I'm 2 minutes older than her. And so she is actually the one that inspired me to become an author. That was never a goal or dream of mine. And when I went through some life happenings, she was like, somebody needs what you've been through to know that there's room for happiness after divorce and things like that, which I'm sure we'll talk about a little later. But she was the one that inspired me to become an author. And after that, everything just took off.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Wow. I'm going to tell you, Mrs. Goode, I have interviewed your sister for the front cover of Kish magazine.
Oh, yes.
She is a bona fide liberator. She truly is.
Yes.
So this is truly inspirational to interview sisters. One for the magazine, now you for the radio show. This is truly tremendous. And she is such a powerhouse. It's just in your family. Some powerhouse women. You keep up some great work.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, it's fantastic. Listening audience, we are having a fantastic time on this radio broadcast today, which leads me to the next question. Mrs. Goode, what are the root causes of limited patterns of thought that impact effective entrepreneur and solution-based personal and business outcomes?
I would say fear. A lot of times we're unsure, but everything we do in life is unsure, right? And so I don't care whether we're getting into a relationship, whether we're having kids for the first time. Everything we do is unsure. So there's going to be a certain amount of fear with anything new. There's going to be fear with getting married because you don't know what the end result's going to be. There's going to be fear when you purchase your first vehicle because you don't know whether it's going to be a lemon or not if it's used. So, fear is limiting to a lot of people. They're afraid. What if I fail? What if people don't accept what I have to offer? What if I'm not as good as I thought I was? Okay, what if? Guess what? You'll always have that in the back of your mind. What if I did it? So living fearlessly, just diving in, jumping right in and taking risks. If you don't take a chance on yourself, who else will? So if you don't believe in yourself, it goes back to that being confident. If you're not confident in your abilities and you don't know your grind and you don't know that everything that you touch can turn to gold if you let it, then you're never going to be successful. But some of that goes all the way back to people's upbringing. Maybe they didn't have that inspirational person in their life. Maybe they didn't have someone saying you can be whatever it is that you want to be. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. And so that's why we have to uplift and build our communities, our young girls and our young men now, so that they can feel like they can accomplish the world. You could be the next president if you want to be. You know, we have to put that and instill that in our own children, and then also into the lives of other children that we meet on a day-to-day basis. So if we meet a talented child or we meet a talented person, send those kudos to them. Send that encouragement to them. You can be anything you want to be. I've told my children that from day one. And currently my youngest son, he plays football at Morgan State. He got a full scholarship for football at Morgan State University. And now he walked on and he's running track as well, because I gave him that winning spirit. You can do whatever you want to do. You can accomplish anything you want to accomplish. If all of us instill that into each other and encourage one another, there's nothing that we can't accomplish.
That is deep, because fear immobilizes us. Fear paralyzes us. And so you helping to change the mindset of the people. And this is truly boosting the morale of the listening audience, because we have to avoid that negative self-talk. And sometimes the voices that are internalizing in us, we have to be mindful of that. We have to think positive. And it's good to even write down your visions and your goals, but you have to be intentional when you do this. Very, very intentional about what you want out of life. But you have to find your voice. And so when your mindset is changed and you have this knowledge of belief and these thoughts and the thoughts about yourself and the thoughts about the world, you have to change your whole reality and the whole way we think. And so I love what you're talking about there, but we have to stay open and flexible in our mind. When we stay open and flexible, we're able to change even these thoughts. Even when the negative thoughts come, we'll be able to eject those type of thoughts and because our hardwire of our subconscious and conscious mind, we have to change it to be able to match the frequency and the vibration of what we're putting out there. So we have to be mindful of what we're putting out in the atmosphere. So I love what you're sharing with the listening audience. I appreciate your honesty, because honesty is the bedrock of a good relationship, because so many people are dealing with these ebbs and flows of life, and they need to hear this. This truly reflects volume, what you're sharing with us today. Truly indeed. Which it leads me to the next question. You are the founder, CEO of Total Harmony Enterprises. Also, you are the creator of the annual Recharge Health, Wellness, and Fitness Expo. And you are a #1 Amazon best-selling international author, speaker, and wellness coach. And I'm aware that you are a committed-minded, professional, performance-driven, extremely energetic woman producing your own unique work. And you have such a compelling vision. What is your compelling vision of how to develop leadership strategies?
Well, the first thing is, in order to be a leader, you have to set an example. So before you can lead anybody else, you have to be exemplary to other people, meaning that you have to be clear on how your life is going. You can't coach anybody else if you're not coached yourself. So to be a leader, you first of all have to have a coach. You have to have a coach, so you can make sure that you're outlining everything properly in your business and making sure that you've set everything in your business properly. Because if people are following you and you're lost, you're leading them down a dark alley. So leadership is a major role. Being a leader is a major role, and you can't be a phony leader. You have to be real. So, you have to believe in what it is that you do. You have to make sure that you are living the life that you're trying to teach others to live. You can't, or otherwise it's just all makeshift and people will read straight through it. So a leader is someone who is not afraid to get their hands dirty to help you to accomplish things you need to accomplish in your life. A leader is someone who, when you look at them, that they're exemplary to you. They have to have something to follow. So I would say just making sure that you're living the life that you're trying to teach other people. Otherwise, it comes across as phony, and people will see right through it, and you won't get the support that you want.
Absolutely. And we have to lead with objectives in mind. And what you're sharing with us is the kind of compelling insight into character that teaches us how truly great leaders are fashioned and forged. And even what you mentioned about going back to your inspirational role models, those kind of individuals of stature should truly be carved in stone, so that their life legacy of serving, leadership, and sacrifice might never be lost to mankind. And Mrs. Goode, you have been a licensed professional practical nurse